Yes, I know. Abject terror. Here's a giant diagram with all kinds of things that look confusing and the colors and movements and everything, but we will simplify it. First of all, you see at the very top of it, right here where my mouse is pointing, we have 6 CO2. CO2 is carbon dioxide. It's got one little carbon atom there to represent that each one carbon dioxide has one molecule of carbon dioxide has one atom of carbon in it. Back behind it over here, you see ribulose 1,5-biophosphate. This is a 5-carbon molecule. So you've got these 5 carbons lined up. It's a 5-carbon molecule that is there produced at the end of the Calvin cycle. At the beginning of the Calvin cycle, you take this RUBP, you have 6 molecules of that, and 6 molecules of CO2. Now, what you do is you take those two sets, the 6 molecules of the RUBP plus the 6 molecules of CO2, and you put them together. 5 in each molecule times 6 molecules is 30 things of carbon. All right, is 30 things of carbon. Is 30 atoms of carbon. There plus the 6 1-carbon molecules of carbon dioxide, that gives you 6 more atoms of carbon. So you have a total of 36 atoms of carbon. The beginning of the Calvin cycle is through carbon fixation to take those 36 carbons and turn them into 12 3-carbon PGA. So 12 3-carbon molecules. And then you start spending your energy. You spend 12 ATP. Remember I told you that ATP is the energy currency of the cell. It's the energy by which all activity in the cell is done. Well, you spend 12 ATP, dropping them down to ADP, and you spend all that energy rearranging these carbon molecules and the surrounding atoms that are a part of them to a different configuration. Then you spend 12 NADPH. You take the energy in them. You remember those high energy electrons? Well, you spend that energy over here in NADPH, switching things out and changing the configuration of those 12 3-carbon molecules again. So you use the ATP energy to kind of juggle it around one way. You use the NADPH energy to juggle it around some more in a different way until you come up with 12 G3P. Now understand, this is still the same number of carbon atoms. The same number of atoms of everything is going through all of this. It's just being rearranged into a different form. At step 3, basically what happens is 2 of these 12 G3Ps get sucked off to go be quickly and easily made into glucose. So they're sucked off, they're ready to be quickly and easily made into glucose. Well, if you have 12 of them previously and 2 of them are taken away, now you have 10 G3P. Each one has 3 carbons. So now you have 30 carbon atoms. That should sound familiar. You finish up with 30 carbon atoms here. You start with 30 carbon atoms here. Basically what happens is that within the plant, in the Calvin cycle, still more energy is spent to rearrange these carbon atoms into these carbon atoms, which, it's ribulose 5-phosphate changed into ribulose 1,5-phosphate, biphosphate. So it is a change in the configuration, a change in the shape, a change in the arrangement that then makes it ready to start the cycle again. It's an ongoing loop that keeps on producing, starting with carbon dioxide up here, taking those 6 carbons that are put in, taking them out over here on this side, and transforming them into glucose. It really is